Presented by Fourth Wall Productions LLC. This is a work of fiction. All the characters, organizations, and events portrayed in this novel are either products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. The SIC Squad, Denny J. Quick. Copyright 2014 by Denny J. Quick. All rights reserved. The SIC Squad. Short story by Denny Quick. Why is it so cold out here? Rooster complains as he tightens the hood of his Gore-Tex wind-resistant grey and white digital camouflage coat. Black people ain't made for this kind of weather. I'm not going on the next mission unless it's somewhere warm. He steps into the center of the diamond-shaped formation using Commodore to block the wind in front of him. The captain of the group leads the squad from the front, silently guiding the group with an encrypted geographic positioning device. He looks over his right shoulder to the young woman guarding that side. This is it, Commodore says to the woman, and she immediately begins to move. She takes the GPD from Commodore and simultaneously reaches with her right hand into her backpack. She takes out a metallic 3-foot-long cylinder and attaches the GPD into a slot on the top. She takes a few more steps and finds a good spot in the frozen ice. This'll do. She kneels down and places the cylinder into the ground. She twists the cylinder and 3 legs extend and stabilize it on the ground. She stands and activates the device and it begins to spin and shoot into the ground. So that thing is going to get all samples? And they needed all of us to come out here to bring this little thing? Rooster continues to complain to the group. Scorpion walks past him towards the hole that the device left. His slick black helmet sticks out in the frozen tundra. The scouting report detailed the plan, and no hostile force is expected. But each SIC Squad member is always prepared for a fight. They were all chosen for some skill or heightened ability that they possess, as well as most of their military training. Get over it, Rooster. This is only our 4th mission. They're not going to send us into anything hot until they get good and ready. Rana, the young Filipino scientist, finally replies to Rooster. Come on, all 5 of us to babysit some samples? That's just stupid. And it's freezing out here. Look, I'm with you, Rooster. I want to get into some action soon. But this is what we have for now. Out on the frozen Arctic. Rana laughs and pulls another device from her bag and begins to monitor the signal coming from the cylinder. Rooster turns to the 2 members who have been silent so far and continues his rant. Come on, Rock-chan. You know something's off about this, or you wouldn't be carrying both of those cannons. Rooster says. The exotic-looking man with a large, long-barreled gun strapped to his back and another equally intimidated rifle in his hands turns towards Rooster. His scowl would normally be enough to redirect Rooster's badgering, but he clutches his large weapon with both hands and replies, That's Sir Rock-chan, buddy, and I always carry both my boys, he says, and then promptly returns to guarding his section. Rooster rolls his eyes and forgets about the cold long enough to start pacing. Captain Commodore remains silent as he studies the glacier-laden landscape as if he's looking for something. The group stands silent for a moment more before the most secretive of the crew speaks up. He's right, Scorpion says. His robotic altered voice is amplified through his impermeable helmet and everyone turns to listen. Why are we really out here, Captain? Scorpion's clouded past and anonymity has caused mistrust among the other squad members since their first mission. He is clearly the most skilled of the group. He has a strict code that he lives by, and has placed his code above the needs of the group already in training on numerous occasions. He has questioned mission objectives, the judgments of his superiors, and seems preoccupied at times. They wouldn't just send us out here for some samples. They could have done this with a simple drone flyover. Scorpion addresses Commodore and approaches him. Commodore looks at Scorpion, but can only see his own reflection in Scorpion's black and shiny metallic helmet. He turns around and looks back at the blistering skyline. Scorpion feels disrespected by Commodore turning his back on him and begins to grab Commodore to turn him back around. You all receive the same mission brief, Commodore says just before Scorpion grabs him. There has been strange activity in this area that has caused a submarine volcano in this area to destabilize. He turns and faces the group. With the Russian Navy and Arctic coastal states planning missions to this area,
We are here to reckon the ecologic state to make sure that their missions run smoothly." "We know that, sir," Scorpion replies sardonically. "We all got that report the same time you did." "Yes, but there is more," Captain Commodore replies. "They are hoping to find something unique in these samples." "Who is? Commander LeCrash?" Rooster chimes in. "Is Guillermo Malvide involved?" Scorpion asks. "You know, Dr. Malvide is a financial contributor and researcher to the SIC Squad, but he is not directly involved in the missions that we choose," Captain Commodore explains reluctantly. "It is true. I myself have had questions about our true objectives and dislike the lack of transparency that this outfit upholds. But I have my reasons for being here. I imagine that much like me, you were each offered exactly what you needed to persuade you to join." The group goes silent for a moment. Sir Rock-Chan turns and faces the group. "Gear up. Something's coming," he says, then squints his eyes and peers eastward over the large jagged glacier to their right. Commodore's GPD begins to beep, and he looks down at the tracking device. He takes a few steps toward the hole in the ice and says, "Something's wrong." He unzips his protective vest and removes it along with his belt, which is loaded to the brim with grenades and pouches. "You're going down there?" Rooster interjects. "Chan just said something's coming." He lifts his hands and points in the direction that Sir Rock-Chan is staring intensely. Commodore continues preparing. He tightens a scarf around his head, and the skin on his face and hand begin to change colors. His skin cells begin to expand and contract. They become hard like fish scales and then stiffen and become translucent. "You can handle it," he replies. "If you're not back in 5 minutes, I'm coming after you," Rana says emphatically as their captain dives in. "Figures," Scorpion chimes in. "He doesn't know anything either." "None of us do. Lay it off," Rana replies. "Why are you even here? It's obvious you don't care about anything but yourself. How can we be a team when none of us even know who you really are?" "Calm down, Piranha." Rooster has a nickname for every team member. He puts his hand on Rana's shoulder, trying to calm her down, but it doesn't work. She shoves his hand away and turns to face whatever danger is approaching. Sir Rock-Chan has begun to peer through the scope of his rifle and has taken an aggressive stance. All of a sudden, 2 large black helicopters silently swoosh over the glacier. They release over 24 men about 100 yards away and then charge into the direction of the SIC Squad. They don't even have a moment to react before Rana screams out, "Let's do this!" Rana chambers an explosive projective round and sights up the closest chopper.